gonna be a quick video about the Jacobins. This video is gonna be about the Jacobins. Jacobinism. Uh, the club got its name from meeting at Dominican Raceau Saint of Jacobins. The Dominicans in France were called Jacobins, right? Corresponds to Jacques in French and James in English because of their first house in Paris was the Saint Jacques Monastery. Okay. Saint Jacques Monastery. Let's do a little reading. I'm gonna show y'all how this connects to uh show I watched called Fake Zero. It's an anime cartoon that I watched. Um, the identification of the Dominicans gives rise to the pun that they were Dominicans or Hounds of the Lord. Get into this article. Hound of the Lord, the little known meaning of the Dominican dog. They get their name from Saint Dominican. They were that dog right there beside them in this picture. Right? Let's go back. Church of the Jacobins. Name of the Jacobins nickname was given to the Dominican order in the Middle Ages. Their first covenant in the parish was located in St. Jacques. You just read this saying that they came attached to the order itself. They are the Hounds of the Lord. Let's keep reading. The Dominicans had something to do with the origins and battling heterodoxy, influences later development and reputation. Many later Dominicans battled heresy as part of their apostolate. Indeed, many years after Dominicans reacted to Cathar, the first Grand Inquisitor of Spain, Thomas de Tor, was drawn from the Dominican order. So he was a Grand Inquisitor, right? Dominican order. The first. Women. Let's see. From the Reformation to the French Revolution. In the New World, Brutus was galvanized by witnessing the brutal torture and genocide of Native Americans by the Spanish colonists. He became famous for his advocacy for the right of Native Americans. Okay. In the beginning of the 16th century, numerous attempts to reform reductions by reduction number of devotees. The French Revolution ruined the order in France, a crisis at the more. So these are the Hounds of the Lord. Missions, priestly fraternities, Saint Dominic, Dominican spirituality. Dominican emphasizes learning and charity, distinguished it from monastic and mendicant orders. Though the first developed in Europe, continent learning continued emphasized by the friars and the sisters in Christ. The religion also struggled deep personal and relationship with God when the order reached England. Many of these attributes were kept, but the English gave the order additional specialized characteristics. Okay, mysticism. Ruled out for preaching conversion within the order lesson. Mysticism, full of the ideas of Albertus Magnus, expostulated, became devotion of the greatest minds and hands within the organization. It became a powerful instrument of personal and so theological transformation from both within the order of preachers and throughout the wider order of Christendom. Although Albertus Magnus did not much to instill mysticism in the order of preachers, it is a concept that reaches back to the Hebrew Bible. So they start dealing with little mysticism and tradition, holy writ, the impossibility of becoming the God motif, dark cloud. All of these ideas associated with mysticism were at play in spirituality of the Dominican community and not only among the men in Europe. Saint Albertus Magnus. Okay. So the Jacobins are the Dominicans, what they were called are the Dominicans. First church, 13th century, Catholicism, which the Catholic Church considered a heresy, was strong and growing. Saint Dominican finds a small community of monastic preachers combat the heresy. So they combat heresy of have a church design, orders violent poverty, simple design in line with the orders involved poverty. Sister double nave on the side of friars. Okay. Following the French Revolution, 1789, the Dominican order was banned and the friars forced to leave. 1804, the conventual complex, including the church, became part of the city of Toulouse. 1810, Emperor Napoleon requisited the church, converted into the barracks, floors, service barracks, windows. Saint Dominic with the dog I just showed you. Fake Zero. Now this is an anime I was telling you about. Kirei, this dude right here called Kirei. Right? He was an executioner. Inquisitor. They call him an inquisitor by name in the program. They call him a inquisitor. And this dude right here, his name is Zokin right? He is part of some type of magical mage society. All of them is some type of dealing with the churches and magicians and all this other stuff. But he calls the one I just showed you by name a dog of the church. He said, "You truly are a dog of the church." So, inquisitors, executioners, same thing. And this is what they're talking about. The Dominican order. Dominican order quickly spread, including into England, where they appeared in Oxford 1221, 13th century. The order reached all classes of Christian society, fought heresy, schism, and paganism by word and book, and by its missions in North America, North Europe to Africa and Asia, passed beyond the frontiers of Christendom. Schools spread throughout the entire church, and doctors wrote monumental works, massive knowledge, including extreme importance. Albertus Magnus, Thomas Aquinas. Members include Pope Cardinal. Its members included popes, cardinals, bishops, legates, inquisitors, confessors of the prince, ambassadors, enforcers of the peace decreed by popes and councilors. Right? During the Reformation, many convents, Dominican nuns, were forced to close. The Dominican order has influenced the formation of other orders outside the Roman Catholic Church, such as the Anglican order of preachers, which is a Dominican order, which is within the worldwide Anglican communion, since the members are obligated to take solemn simple vow of poverty or obedience. Divisions: the friar, nuns, sisters, members of priestly fraternity, Saint Dominic laity, and Dominic youth together with the order of preachers. All of this is Rome and England working together. Priestly, Dominican fraternity, laities. Okay. English, Dominican mysticism. What in the world? Rosary, mottos, to praise, to bless, to preach. Truth, to study and to hand on the fruits of study. Let's go to this house. Hounds of the Lord, little known meaning of the Dominican dog. Saint Dominic, Church Earlish Great Saint, Dominicans. But how many Catholics know the meaning of Dominican dog? Yet a lot of research. The Dominican dog go back to a vision Saint Dominic's mother supposedly had before she had him. Struggling with the infertility, she was making a pilgrimage to the Abbey of Saint Domingo. In Spain, she dreamed that a dog jumped from her womb holding a torch and set everything around him afire. What in the world? Soon after, she conceived a son with her husband and named him after 11th century Saint Dominic of Silos, for whom the abbey she had visited had been named. The dream was due to a play on words in Latin, although Dominic called his order the order of preachers. It would later come to be known as Dominicans in Latin. That Dominicanus, which is very, very similar to Dominicanus, or dog/hound of the Lord. And these people were involved with what? The French Revolution. Right? Jacobin Club, one of several organizations that grew out of the French Revolution. It was distinguished as a left-wing revolutionary politics because of the Jacobins, unlike other sects such as originally part of Jacobins but branched off, were closely allied with another group who were popular force, working class, national convention on the mountain front seats. The mountain power, led by Robespierre, the Jacobins established revolutionary dictatorship or the joint domination of Committee of Public Safety and Committee known as Strong Government. The Jacobins were known for creating a strong government that could deal with the needs of war, economic chaos, internal rebellions such as war. They included the establishing the world's first universal military draft, the solution to fight an army, right, civil unrest, and prosecute war. The Jacobin dictatorship was known for enacting the reign of terror, which targets speculators, monarchists, right-wing Guédron agitators, herbalists, or exaggerators with radical revolutionary, traitors, and led to many beheadings. This is church stuff. Saint Dominican, Hounds of the Lord. And this is what he was called. He was an inquisitor. They called him an inquisitor in here. And this man here was the one that called him an inquisitor. This from Fate Zero, the anime. That's all.